Hey guys, it's Phoenix. I'm on the new snapshot for 1.14, 19W09A. I've already talked about paintings and how you can view GIFs in them now and video clips. The same logic applies to particles. So this command block will release a flame particle above this command block, and once I activate it, we now have Will Smith, not a flame. So with a closer look at him, you can see his blue face, and we have basically him in the form of a flame. Now, flame particles flicker a lot. That's why his face is doing the same thing. The logic of the texture applies to the particle. So that being said, I have a lot of examples. You have a torch, which has a flame particle which is emitted from it, and you can see his face is being released from the torch. The same thing applies to a furnace. We have a Will Smith furnace here. Obviously the furnace isn't active right now, but I used a debug stick to make this happen, and you can see his face is emerging from the bottom of this furnace. We have a mob spawner, and of course a mob spawner has flames coming out of it, so Will Smith is inside the mob spawner. And we can see his face momentarily if we wait long enough. There we go. His face is jumping out of the lava because it's really hot. We also have a very hot campfire. Now, I have a different texture here. It does use lava particles, which come out of the bottom here, but just like the paintings video I made, you can apply GIFs to them, and using a GIF to texture conversion, you can make this happen. So this is obviously from YouTube Rewind, and this is when he looks into the telescope and sees the bus flying through the sky, and he says, that's hot, or something like that. It's still really hot because it's a campfire and it's smoke. So I applied it to some of the smoke particles, and you can see a feature-length movie. You can do that. There are a lot of applications to this. Of course, this is just one of those. I'm going to ask the audience what they want me to do, and the overwhelming response is, of course, Will Smith. Also, Shrek appeared in there. Nicolas Cage appeared in there. There are a lot of different examples, but you can do whatever you want. Now, his face is a lot more saturated in this case. I also flipped it upside down. Anytime you have a water drip particle, it is grayscaled by default, and it's layered on top. There's a shading that's layered on top. It's superimposed. So that's why he looks more blue, and that's why he becomes more intensified orange and then red in this case because it's lava. Same logic applies, but this time it doesn't drip. It does drip, but it doesn't like splash. It just gets stuck in the ground, like his YouTube career. And finally, we have bubble particles for him, which also works in this case, which is the bubble columns. And so you can ride Will Smith down and ride Will Smith up. And finally, we have an example, which became a nice way to cap off this concept, is a firework rocket which releases a bunch of Will Smiths. And so I managed to do that. So watch this. And his face fills up your screen. So, this all is just to demonstrate the ability now to separate particles into their own texture file, which of course supports animations. This is one of my favorites, and anything you want. So don't get carried away like me. It's still pretty funny though. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe for more creative content like this and news updates. This is of course 19W09A, the new 1.14 snapshot. There'll be links in the description for you to learn what is new. Take care.